Peace and love, peace and love. How y'all feeling today? Yeah, we in the office, man, so I figured I'd tap in with you. I want to do a sound check on. I want to make sure the sound check is good. You text something special to 480-573-4879. Something special. I'm repaying this. I'm in the office, man, get some work done. I figure I'll come drop something to the people. We grind. We live that real life vent life. Sleeps for the week. All right, sound check's good, man. Peace and love. Let me know where y'all tapped in, tuned in from. I got it on the motherfucking. Make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, share. It's your boy DONKILAM, man. We in the building, man. We in the building. We in the motherfucking office. We in the motherfucking lab. Coming to a city near you, man. We in the Barnes and Noble, working with them. Can't nappy, but we happy. You know what I'm saying? Fresh taper. Got the jewels off, man. You know what I mean? So it depends on what you want. He said, "What's the donation, my brother? What's the donation?" So what is he trying to accomplish? Right now we got 3 different packages, and I've already booked somebody. So I'm gonna let you know right now. He said if I book package one, he already booked me to come to his city. So he booked me with package one. I'm coming to his city. So you throw a little bit on top, um, we might be able to make something happen. You know what I mean? I might be able to come to your city. So I am going. I'm in a brother's city. He already dropped something for me to come to the city. He ain't gonna pay the rest cash. You know what I mean? I'm dropping private knowledge. I shouldn't even be talking about, but I'm just letting y'all know we work. You gotta make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. You know what I'm saying? We in the lab. We in the office. Let y'all know it's real deal. Holyfield. I got a flight to catch at 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. Just in a few hours. You know what I mean? It's 6 hours. So I'm just getting some work done. I want to drop some game real quick. So Simon, Jake, Francis, he said, "What's the donation, my brother? The donation for what?" You can go to likeneverbefore.org. So just depending on where you're at, man. So if you pick the $5,000 package, we throw a couple more thousand on top. I can mess around and come to your city for 2 or 3 days. We can work together. You know what I'm saying? Work on some things. He hit me up. The full package that's gonna be 5,000. Full package is 5,000. I'm about to break it down what that includes. So I'm not gonna give you everything, but he asked me if I can include. He's customizing the package. Let me see what he said, man. He's customizing the package because he understands what he wants. He desires. He sat down with other gurus. They understand who the best is. I'm talking about this is top notch dollar. He dropping top notch dollars, man. Rolling with the best. He told me what it is he desired. I got him. But he wants the dot, the Department of Transportation. He wants that included. That's included, man. I'm gonna. If that's what you want, if you know what you want, this is how you gotta talk to me. This is how you gotta talk to me. Listen, y'all sitting here, y'all come to me. Listen, if I don't know how to do it, I can't assist. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, not like attorney Texas, where I do this for educational information purpose only. You have to really pretty much. We can come up. I can see where you're at in your level of understanding, and we can come up with a goal plan. But if you're already telling me what it is you desire, let's go. Let's go. And if I don't know how to do it, I'm not scared to try something new. And I'm gonna tell you. but I'd rather as invest. You know, if it's something that I'm not an expert at, we can go find another expert. You know, that's what I like to do. You know, I would love to. That would be paid training for DONKILAM because I love to link with other experts in their field, the real deal Holyfield, the real deal experts. Okay, not these people out here faking. You know what I'm saying? So these people out here getting money. I want y'all around people getting cash flows. I want y'all around real life movers and shakers. You know, that's what I need. That's the type of mindset I need y'all around. Y'all can't be scared to be around these people. I'm telling you, most of them are not in the public. Most of them are not on YouTube. Most of them, I'm starting to make it where I'm not on YouTube. They're not wearing flashy clothes. They're not wearing flashy jewelry. They're really just plain Jane people, but they're multi-millionaires. They're geniuses. Okay, they're not working for clout. This is just who they are. This is just who they are. So, yeah, I want y'all to know. Shout out to everybody too, man. That's been rocking with me. I am. You can message me on the Cameo app. You can message me on the Cameo app. You can ask me a question, you know, and then you can also message me as well. Send me a message. So that's on the Cameo app. So make sure you go to the Cameo app. Click the link in the description box. It is in the description box. So check this out though. Here's the package deals. Package one, $5,000. It's the private. It comes with a private common law trust, your private constitution. Just establish your private government. If you want your own flag, we create all of that. All right. Your private California business with no annual fees. Okay. If there's $800 annually, we're gonna show you how to get around that. All right. It's eight. A lot of people say it's 800 to set it up, man. I'm gonna show you how to get around all that. All right. Not only am I going to do it for you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take the smoke screen off and show you. Now, the private status correction documents as an individual comes with another trust. All right. And powers of attorney, durable powers of attorney. We're going to copyright and trademark your name. All right. We're going to properly establish your Fidelity account, properly establish your Treasury direct account, and correctly establish your UCC-1s and security agreements and promissory notes correctly and your bonds correctly. All right. Correctly. If I got enough juice on my phone, I'll break some stuff down for y'all, man. For real. My apologies. My apologies. Hey, we're making that money on motherfucking Cameo already. People ask me questions on Cameo already. That's how you do it, all right? Now, next, that's package one, all right? Everybody following along? He says that sounds fair. I see I got some viewers on, man. Let me know what city you tapped in and tuned in from, all right? Now, go on to package two. So it just gets shorter and shorter. So package three is just a private common law trust in a California business with no annual fees. It's $800, and we're gonna come with a trust because the trust has to be established to even get around the fees. So we're gonna get both of them set up for you. All right, get it set up for you. Takes about 3 to 4 days for everything to go through. Takes no time at all. Mine took 2. Now, package two, the private common law trust, California business license with no fees, the private status correction documents as an individual. So you get the status correction with this, your powers of attorney. We'll establish your Fidelity account and we'll establish your Treasury direct account. So $2,000, you still get all of that. But I'm telling you, this is the one you want. I'm gonna drop down why. Okay, it's package one. You're gonna get the trust. You're gonna get the Constitution, your own government, your California business, and that's to invoke more freedom of speech because we're gonna have a ministry trust, your private ministry trust established, 501c1a. So you got your freedom of speech intact. But if you don't know how to invoke it correctly, you're still protected by California laws. This is a freedom of speech state. All right. Now you're gonna get that private status, another trust, power of attorney. Copyright and trademark name, your Fidelity account, your Treasury Direct account, and your UCC-1 security agreements, promissory notes. All right, I hope that makes sense. We got San Diego in the building. Peace and love. I'm gonna be in LA this weekend, so that's crazy. And then it looks like I'm gonna be in Northern California, the Bay Area, coming up probably in August. All right. So I'm just letting y'all know. There's chances to see me in California. I know it takes hours to get there, but it ain't nothing to fly there. So just be looking out. I will be in the Antioch, Oakland area, San Francisco area. I'm gonna be all in that area second week of August. I'm gonna be there. Sounds good. I got some members. I want the link anyways. So if you're in the Sacramento area, it's close to you. I'm gonna be there second week of August. Now I got some game for you. I got some game for y'all. Y'all up late night, early mornings with me. So when it comes to the foundational paperwork, when it comes to these things, you already see a little bit, but there's more to it. You most definitely want to have the powers of attorney, in fact. You definitely want to have your foreign status with the WABEN. You want to make sure that you're foreign, just like they are. This is why they're not held liable. They're foreign agents, okay? You're going to want something called a certificate of authority, and then your affidavit of copyright. All right. If you want this PDF, I got it for you for $100 and a past class. Just text TDA class to 480-573-4879. Again, text TDA class to 480-573-4879. I'll give it to you for $97. Power of attorney is pretty simple, but you don't want it to be limited. Affidavit of copyright, this is the common law copyright, but you can get regular copyrights and trademarks. Certificate of authority is basically that's business. All right. It's a certificate of authority for transfer of United States securities in the States. Yes, yes, we have that on deck. Now, next you want something called a certificate of identity. It can be with the Department of Justice. All right, but they also have one with the actual Department of Treasury. This is his holding on to a legacy accounts. All right, y'all need the real legacy accounts is being held on to by the Treasury, and you got to learn how to operate in the private sector correctly in order to access these things. He said, "I'm on child support for a kid that's not mine." Peace and love, peace and love. He said, Antioch got us in the house. I was just reading your message when I was on the live. It's funny. I made it where you can message me for free. You know what I'm saying? I shout out to Albino because Albino was the first person that actually placed the order on Cameo. He was the first person to place an order on Cameo. So I'll never forget that. So that's tight. Because it's when you're reaching different levels, you're coming into the public, reaching different levels of stardom. Cameo is one of them. You get to talk to celebrities. So I thought that was tight. That's another income source for me that I got approved for today. It took me about a year, so that's something something I congratulate myself for. You know what I'm saying? I pat myself on the back. That's another source of income. So so I can stay on track with y'all. You know what I mean? Because I'm so disorganized. I really am. So they can just go keep it real. Keep it real. There's so many of y'all. I understand why people need AI. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I got books, I got meetings, I got calls. Listen, I always miss my calls. I'm always late for my calls. Do you know how this makes me feel as a person? It makes me feel horrible. It makes me feel like a piece of shit. It really does. Like that's something that bothers me. So when I bring like especially feminine energy, when I bring feminine energy in my realm, I'm expecting you to help keep me balanced, help keep me structured, help keep me organized. You know what I'm saying? So and 9 times out of 10 they think it's a vacation, so they're not even focused on work. So you gotta understand this stuff. So I gotta keep the right people around me. So with Cameo, that's gonna help me. So instead of me having to worry about doing calls, I'll just do questions. Y'all can message me. It's $20 a question, so y'all can message me and send a message, or you can do a video response. You want a shout out or a video response? Ask me something. Because you need to understand this takes time, effort, energy, thinking power to answer y'all's questions anyway. And now I know I'm not wasting my time with anything. I got paid to respond instead of having to just read through the bullshit. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So click the link below. Y'all want to message me on Cameo. You get a video response. You can ask albino. I do respond to messages, especially when you find it valuable enough to pay $20 to message me. I'm going to respond, and I try to do it in a timely manner. All right. Prosperity at your fingertips. I will respond. We have 24-hour services. I will respond in 24 hours, or you get your money back. So we got the certificate of identity. Now, you do want to have a holding company and a private banker EIN. Also have a foreign grantor trust EIN. A lot of people know these things. You want to learn how to create your estate EIN and learn how to actually create an actual estate account. Individual banker EIN. You want to learn all these things before you start opening up brokerage accounts, because that's the next step. We're opening up brokerage accounts, and that's what we're attaching to the TDA, the Treasury Direct. And I actually have this established. Okay, it's not just some shit I'm talking out the side of my neck. It's some shit I actually got established. All right, dig what I'm saying? I got this shit going on. This is my real life. Now, a lot of people talk about the Form 56. We're talking about the Form 56F. This is how you get to transfer them trust. The trust. A lot of people ain't understanding you're using banks, even in court. I don't talk about it because ain't nobody really talking about it. But you got 56F. There's a dash, there's an F. Okay? This is notice of concern in fiduciary relationships of financial institutions. It works for court too. Okay? Just make sure you're doing this as a non-resident. All right? That's one major key right there. Break it down in this book that I got. It's 379 pages. Break it down. Medallion signature guarantee. You're gonna want this when you're moving securities. That's what you want when you get your accounts, man. When you're going in. Listen, so when I go to Merrill Lynch to get all my medallion stamps, all right. So I just gave y'all $1 million worth of game right there, Merrill Lynch. Now, Bank of America does have a medallion stamp. All these other, if they have a private banking section, Bank of America, Chase, those places, Wells Fargo, they have a medallion stamp and it's free. Okay, they're not going to charge you, and that's way more powerful than a notary, because notary is publicly bonded. You got to understand, in order to have you have to be a broker in order to have a requirement for medallion signature guarantee. What documents do I need to provide to get a medallion signature guarantee? All medallion requests require you to provide a valid government issued photo ID. You have to be an established member. I'm trying to see what they need. Requirements for you can typically obtain a MSG, which is a medallion signature guarantee, from a bank, officer, trust company, or member of the U.S. Stock Exchange. A notary public cannot provide an MSG. The financial institution that provides a guarantee assumes liability for any forged or unauthorized signatures. So you got to be a bank officer, a proper trust company, or a member of the U.S. Stock Exchange. So and there's ways that you can have your trust company be able to issue this. All right. So the Securities Transfers Agent Medallion Program is called the STAMP. The Securities Transfer Agent Medallion Program is a verification system that authenticates and guarantees a signature applied to various documents. A medallion guarantee may also serve to provide certification of copies of legal documents. The mutual fund industry incorporated the acceptance of a medallion signature guarantee for various transactions. Medallion guarantee warrants that the signature is genuine, the signer is an appropriate person to endorse, and the signer has the legal capacity to sign. An original signature guarantee may be required to enable a person to act on an account. Please contact your guarantor regarding additional documentation required prior to submitting your signature for guarantee. So you're considered a guarantor. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So all it is about becoming a private banker. Okay. So I'm gonna break this down to you. The when you utilize the redemption process, savings bonds, and you're redeeming these bonds, these national banks will have medallion agents, and they're trained by the Treasury to be authorized to sign these documents. They should be at least one agency in every county, and they are obligated with no cost. It might be a yellow highlight with a green box, and they will fill in red in the box. There is no mistaking what they are doing. This is high security paperwork. This is what counties have been doing for years, using your Social Security trust for taxes, etc., behind the scenes without proper and full disclosure. They call it administrative probate of these accounts, probation of these accounts. It is their codes. Electronic filing can also be submitted on paper. What's been discovered is that the wire transfers that come out of your Social Security trust is put into the Federal Reserve, and they have a window where they discharge the funds coming out of your Social Security trust account as being the bank source. The banks have a relationship with the county. The county becomes the grantor, and the bank is the trustee. The wire transfer is escrow, and the banks are creating an escrow account for 30 years, and you are switched to an outsider, unknown investor making payments to the same money. So you're the real secure party credit. You're the outside investor, and you're switched to this, making payments to the same money taken out of your Social Security trust. The county will also appear as an investor as it receives interest payments. This can become really bad because the trustees and the trust can foreclose or issue liens because of missed payments to the investors. What the banks are servicing is they are maintaining and managing the escrow, which is the principal amount of money withdrawn from your Social Security trust account, and use that as collateral, which both banks and the county are hypothecating and using as a third party investment out of the open market. It deserves interest and royalty. When they foreclose on this, they take the collateral, the house, the car, etc., and set the scheme for the next victim, ripping everyone off from funds taken from the Social Security trust account. They also bond everything all the way up to the investment. When they fail, they collect on that. And this is what the insurance is for, the FDIC insurance, the National Credit Union Agency for the Association for the Credit Union. You are now the victim that is depositing trillions into their retirement. $21 trillion is what is owed to taxpayers in the Social Security Trust account, according to thebalance.com, who owns the U.S. national debt. Now, when you become the private banker, Form 5179 is a very simple form that will establish your legacy account, which is the all cap name, and making sure to put an estate on it. You have to make sure your name is a business when doing this, making sure you have your own holding company. You're doing this from a bank standpoint, just like them. This is what you have to understand. I hope this makes sense. Let me know that it makes sense in the chat to everybody that's following along. Let me know what city that you tapped in and tuned in from. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share this with at least 3 people. All right, so this is how you're going to start accessing these securities with the 5179. You got to learn how to establish these accounts correctly. You do not want to use a public bank. Public banks are owned by the government. You do not want to use a public bank when attaching these things. We got Fidelity. That's our main account. It's our main account that we're going to attach with the TDA. You attach these accounts together. All right. And I hope that makes sense. There's a lot to it, man. I'm just pulling a little bit from the book. I'm tapping in, tuning in with y'all, man. Just letting y'all know it's real. Now, when we release the block funds, this is a request for you to get the license with the Office of Foreign Asset Control, the OFAC. This is where all these forms are to be sent. That's the Office of Foreign Asset Control, and that's 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue, all right? The Treasury is their parent company. When you start understanding this, the Treasury is their parent company since 1850. So they have the Treasury of the parent company, and then the Office of the Foreign Asset Controls, because you're considered foreigners. Now, put the business name as the all cap and put your name first, last, etc. You can add detailed explanations, executable orders, etc. in a detailed explanation. And this is why you want to have Your government set up, your church set up. You know, you got prime ministers. This is who's setting this up for you. When you people do taxes, they go to H&R Block, Jackson Hill. You know about these people. You don't want to be liable. You want to have your 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 pass-through entities. All right. Tony says it's adding up. South Carolina is in the building. I appreciate that, man. We just bringing some truth to you before we hit this plane. Get ready for this plane. We got working late nights in the office, man. But the release of block funds, OMB number 1505-0170. All right, release the block funds. Your foreign EIN doesn't necessarily have to be a 98 number. It just depends on what you are doing. If you are just trying to leave in peace, then you can use a regular, onshore, irrevocable EIN. Not everyone's paperwork will be the same. Do not just go in filling in these blanks just because they're blank. Some of the stuff does not apply to you on these forms. The first round, it's going to be form 1455. That's the first round of the TDA accounts. Form 0385, Form 5446, Form 5179, and Form 5188. That's the release of the block funds. But the first form is the request the payment of the U.S. securities. And this is the request by fiduciary for distribution of the United States Treasury securities. Let's cash out. And the type of security is going to be your CUSIP numbers from the birth certificate, your CUSIP numbers from the Social Security number, your CUSIP number from your driver's license number. There's a way you can get these numbers, and we'll show you. They're turned into marketable securities. All right. Now you cannot split savings bonds. Know this, but there is U.S. savings bonds. This is how you're going to start accessing these things, unless you just want to build a city and get a muni, which is a municipality bond, a municipal bond. That's a muni. Okay. So you either build a city or you do it this way, you know. But you're going to want, I'm going to teach you how to get the CUSIP numbers. It's not hard. It's all public knowledge. It's not hard to get it. All right. The source of the knowledge through these things, there's going to ask on the certificate of identity. You're going to do actual affidavits when dealing with the Treasury. It has to be an actual national. All right. We'll bring you round two shortly. Round two shortly. There's a lot behind this, man. The security transfer, when you transfer the securities, when you start learning how to move the securities around, all right, because you're going to take over a custodial account. You can even create you a custodial account for a minor and make that your name. You know what I mean? And you manage that name because that's what they do. Feel me? So you can make a custodian account, make your name for the minor is your name, and you have your business or your firm. Control the custodial account, and you can do the Legacy Treasury Direct Security Transfers request, and that's the Form 5179. All right, and we're doing it through a trust now. We're doing it through a trust. All right, do not do this shit to a personal account. It will blue block blame your ass. But the main form, listen, round one should release a lot of things. You do it correctly. But the main one is going to be the Office of Foreign Asset Control form, OMB number 1505-0170. This is the application for the release of block funds. The U.S. Department of Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control. When you got the SAMS number, you're registered with SAMS and the UEI, because this is Department of Transportation too. You gotta understand this. This is when you're being able to release those bonds through the GSA with the UEI number. You know what I mean? Tony says facts. So you gotta understand, you get that UEI number. It's not the DUNS number no more. It's the UEI number, and it's right there with the GSA. Do a simple Google search of UEI number and GSA. You get this number for on SAM registration, unique entity identifier update, and you also get this with you need this number and a cage number to get grants with the government. All right, this is dealing with the government and the Treasury as well. These numbers work with the Treasury, federal government numbers. This is a federal government number, the unique entity identifier, because the government stopped using DUNS numbers April 4, 2022. Now, entities doing business with the federal government use the unique entity ID created in sam.gov. They no longer have to go to a third-party website to obtain these identifiers. All right. This is how you're getting your awards. You gotta understand system and awards management. That's what SAM stands for. All right. So a transfer any of the principal's assets to the trustee of any style of the SSK trust in a foreign situs trust, whether it be deed of trust, express trust, irrevocable trust, revocable trust, and any other legal or lawful creation by principal, whether or not said such trust is in existence at the time of such transfer. Prepare, sign, and file documents with any government body or agency with the express provision without limit as authorization to implement account science of units of exchange and units of account for all depository and repository events. Disclaim any interest that might otherwise be a transfer or distribution to principal from any other person, estate, trust, and or entity as may be appropriate. Now, when creating your estate, you will create a sole proprietorship and just kill it from the sole proprietorship when you're creating your dead entity. All right, when you're claiming that estate. All right, you do need a durable power of attorney for securities and saving bonds. That's the form 5188. You will need a form 5446, the offline transaction request. The form 5512 is very important. That's Treasury Direct Redemption Bank Change. The form 539 for agreement and request for disposition, and then 5336 is the disposition of Treasury securities. Now, there's more. That's the second round. There's 4 rounds. But you got to understand this: the disposition of the Treasury securities belonging to a descendant's estate being settled without administration. They're saying you're a descendant of a taxpayer when you start filling things out with the public banks and the government. You're giving up these rights to file with the TDA and the Treasury. All right, that's what you're doing when you're operating with a birth certificate. And so you gotta learn how to operate it correctly. And you're doing it from a bank standpoint, corporation standpoint. You gotta learn how to get these Treasury securities agreements. Form 5394. I'll break this down. Get this book for $100, man. I got this book. It's 379 pages. It shows you everything. I'll give you the past classes that I had over this stuff too. Get the transcript request. You get access to everything that's been going on them QSIP numbers that's attached to your certificates. All right, and those. So durable power of attorney for securities and savings bonds transactions. That's going to be the form 5188, and the trust is appointing the business. All right, the trust is appointing the business to do business. You know. Now you can request to reissue United States savings bonds and securities to a personal trust or a regular trust. All right, and the supplemental statements for the United States securities that were used on those names. So I hope that this makes sense. But the form 5444, this is the main form where you switch over your accounts from the parent with the custodial account to your main private investment account. All right, your private bank, your private investment account. Tony says this is $1 million worth of game. So that's all I'm going to break down to you. Fresh taper, trying to bring the game to you, bring the truth to you, man. Look these things up, repeat it, and watch it over and over. 30 minutes worth of game. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes of these things, but I did want to break it down to you and let you know what's going on and let you know it's well worth it. I'm going to show you how to access these things, man. Much peace and love. Remember, prosperity is your divine birthright. Text Summer Special to 480-573-4879. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, share. If you need to ask me any questions, message me on Cameo. Click the link in the bio, cameo.com/don.kilam. Don.kilam, don.kilam. Go to cameo.com. You can also get a video response. You can ask me a couple questions. I respond in the video. With that, I'm out. Much peace and love. And remember, prosperity is your divine birthright. Peace.